Hello fellow crafters and welcome to maxdmcrafting. In this episode I will give you some tips based on my personal experience to increase the quality of your fantasy buildings. So, realism and fascinating and something that is beautiful. Sometimes what is real is also boring a little bit. I noticed in the past years that actually the combination between realism and fantasy and beauty must be related, strongly related. So sometimes it's important to keep a high grade of realism, but never forget that your eye needs also the beauty. So sometimes it's useful to break some of the rules of realism. And for example, you remember this, okay? If you look at that, for sure you are thinking, oh my god, this is very nice, this is very cute, a beautiful cottage. But this cottage has very few parts that are realistic. You have a lot of details that actually are not important for the realism, but they complete the final general aspect of your building. In my current project, I'm creating a lot of very realistic wall segments, and basically, as you can notice, they are made from brick walls and wood sustain. Okay, this is what is called graticcio in Italian. It is a medieval technique that basically consider a skeleton in wood and then is fulfilled with other elements. Can be rocks, in this case bricks, or stucco, or stuff like that, even other wood. As you can notice, I alternate some of this wooden part are like final horizontal beams. This gives you the idea that some wooden beams are sustaining the ceiling, the roof. An important part is to have in mind a realistic but also catchy pattern for your building. For this, I usually prepare a project that usually starts with a sketch. Then I use some isometrical paper for transform the idea that very often is just very nebulous and very unreal. With the isometrical paper you can put it in a real space and three-dimensional space. Then when my idea is pretty much complete, I realized a project, the real draw. At the end I end up with something like this. I'm drawing the 4 facades of the old buildings and also the roof. After that, piece by piece, segments by segments, I start to craft all the walls. Today I will show you my technique for an advanced wall segment for your scrap build houses. Let's have a look. So for this project I have a map actually with a grid, and this map represents basically the first floor of my building. I'm creating the wall segments for all the area. So I have already prepared an entrance. I have a side part here. Then I have already a piece here, like that, and so on. Basically today we are making a wall segment of 6 inches with a big double window. Okay. For the walls, the best height it's 3 inches. So this wall will be 6 inches by 3. I have these pieces of graphics chipboard that are 4 inches by 6. First of all, we need to mark the grid on our piece. As I told you, we need a 3 by 6 piece. First of all, we need to understand where to put the windows. In my project, all the windows are centered in the middle of these 6 by 3 pieces, so a double window will be here. I'm using wooden beams, so I need to take the measure here, and then I have 2 inches standard that I'm using as a template for all my windows, so it's like that. Okay, and we cut that. So this chipboard will be the main sustain and the main skeleton of our wall segment. I'm using scrap material. So I have created these beams that are 7 millimeter thick. Now with the metal brush I create the wood grain very fast. Sometimes I also add some knots and circles and some main wooden grain, okay, with the pen. On this line we will attach the first beam. The patterns are very important, so in my building every 2 inches we have the sustain for the brick wall. And we cut. Nice. Another important part is the sustain for the roof, so we need another beam here. Basically these supports are every time the same, okay, so what changes is the support for the windows, or if you have some doors you can create the support for the door, and what you use all around. Okay, now we need, for every inch we need a sustain, but before that we need to create the window frame. Now the horizontal piece. Nice. Now something very important. I'm alternating support beams on the top. So we need a couple of pieces that simulate the support for the roof. Okay. I need more wood grain on this piece. Now we need the bricks. For the bricks you can use other pieces of foam. I'm cutting actually by hand, free-handed, pieces of foam about 7 millimeter thick. Okay, like that. If you do this work very fast you have the better results. Then I like to alternate with some other color foam for when you paint with the primer, with the black wash also, you can have interesting effects on the final result with painting. So sometimes having different materials and different colors under the surface, it's very important. Then for texturing these pieces, I use the classic way. I grab them on my hands and I do that. Yeah. I know that Black Magic Craft use this, you know, bucket technique with the rocks and stuff like that, but in my opinion is not necessary, because at the end also you have a beautiful texture on these bricks. Okay, it's more than enough. And then if you are not satisfied, you can always do a passage with the aluminum foil and that's it. So fast and easy. Yeah, let's build a real wall. Now, before continue, we need to prepare the grid for the window. As I told you, I'm using a 2 inches piece of cheap cardboard for simulate the dimension of the window, and I'm using this plastic grid. You can find it on Amazon. I will put a link in the description below. Okay, so check it out. We need a little bit larger piece of plastic. Now, the combination that you can use for make windows are basically infinite. Also, I've done a video on walls with windows, so you can check it out. That is a more basic technique. This is more advanced. Okay, so all around, and yeah, that's it. Now, this is too long for be without a support, so we create a support. Glue, couple of drops. Not in the center. Yeah, done. Okay. Remember, if you need more wood grains, you just add them with the pen. As you can see, this is what I'm using. Okay, this is a 2 centimeter thick XPS foam panel. It's about 1/2 meter by 1.5 meter. Okay, more or less. And this panel has on the surface a nice texture that actually is made for simulate the texture of the real houses walls. So I want to show you. I don't know if you can see, but this texture is great, guys. Okay, and it's basically the surface of my foam panel. That's it. And then in these cracks, you see these cracks, I will put some stucco, walls filler, stuff like that, plaster. It's very, very easy, very, very fast, and the result is great. Now, the stucco, the texture for the wall. As I told you, this is the surface of the foam that I cut with the Proxen. You can also check my tutorial number 4 for cut these thin slices of foam without the Proxen. And then it's just a matter to put it in. So we just eyeball a little bit. This technique is not mine, of course. This technique I learned from John Suski. Hi John, I hope you watch some of my videos. Thank you John, this is a great technique. It's a pity that you don't have anymore your channel on YouTube, because it was great. Okay, big fan John, you know that. Also, as you can see, at the end the piece is ready in minutes. So this is a saving time method, you know, and the final result is amazing, trust me. In all my pieces I like to put this little balcony, I don't know how to call that, for the windows. So now also we create a couple of pieces of wood with my wood grain technique with the pen. Very easy, very fast, just scratching like that, a little bit here, then we cut a little piece, it's around like that. And again we just eyeball and we insert the pieces. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you can repeat all the technique on the inside, so you have a final result like that. You see, this part is important because I'm basically creating you know, a modular system. So at the end I just join the corners and that's it. So nice. Okay guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Remember to support this channel through Patreon or PayPal. And yes, I think I see you all on the next episode. Till next time, happy crafting!